Hello everybody. So the next topic which we will be studying under therapeutic nutrition is naturopathy. So first of all I would like to tell you that what is naturopathy. Naturopathy means when that is a medicinal form, that is a kind of science and a kind of art which is basically dealing with the treatment done by using nature or by using the natural methods. Okay, I'll be describing it in detail. So first of all, I would like to tell you that this word naturopathy was given by Scheel, Dr. Scheel, who was in New York City. This person, Dr. Scheel, was from New York City, and he himself gave this term naturopathy. And this naturopathy also has got several other names. That is, it can also be known as nature cure, natural methods, then new science of healing, then healing from within. These are a few names which are given to naturopathy apart from the original name which it has got. So naturopathy is considered to be a method, or it is said to be a method, a medicinal method which is providing cure, or which is capable of providing cure to various kinds of diseases. It has that power to heal the ailments. Okay, and see, naturopathy is healing by using the natural methods. It's just while we are using naturopathy, the body will be healing itself with the natural method itself, but we just have to take a few precautions. Just by taking a few precautions and with the help of naturopathy, whatever ailments are there in the body, those can be healed. And this healing is not for a particular ailment, it is not limited to a particular ailment, but this healing can be done of an entire person's of a person's entire body. Fine. Whenever a person is getting treated by using naturopathy, the naturopathy doesn't aims to treat a particular part of the body or any particular ailment or any particular disorder or something. It aims to heal a person as a whole. It is healing up a person's entire body, mind and soul, everything. It is focusing on this wholesome aspect of the person when we talk about it. So there are various acute conditions which like there is a cold is there, then sometimes various other acute conditions happens, like some pain happens at a certain area. So these acute conditions, the body is capable enough naturally to heal these acute conditions. It's just we need to take some precautions. Like sometimes what happens, we feel that we are catching cold, okay, or I am having cold. So sometimes what happens, if you are taking a medicine, so sometimes that the medicine's action can go wrong, and the cold can be turning into, from acute it can turn into a chronic cold, and that can further lead to sinusitis or any other kind of complication. Fine. So but here what we are saying, so these kind of acute conditions like acute cold or some acute pain is there or some other acute condition is there, we do not have to always be dependent on the medicines, the medicines which we are consuming, those drugs. We do not have to always be dependent on those drugs, whereas these conditions can also be cured naturally. Like if I am catching cold someday and I am not taking any kind of medicinal remedy, any kind of drug I am not taking, I am just simply leaving my cold like that, and just I am taking a few precautions that I should not be taking any food or any kind of food stuff which will be worsening my cold, or I'm not taking something like I'm not taking ice creams while I'm having cold, I'm not going in a very chilled weather while I'm in cold, then various other things are that I'm not bathing with the very chilled and cold kind of a water while I am suffering from cold. So that cold is going to be subsided and it will be cured on itself. Why it happens on itself? Because body's healing properties are enough to heal any kind of acute conditions whatever arises. Okay, the wound, there are like the example, one more example we can take of the wound. Like sometimes we are playing or something and accidentally we get some wound, not so deep of a wound, but we get wounded, or the skin gets lacerated or something. So what happens, that wound which we got by falling or accidentally we got this wound on our hand or any other place, so if you are properly maintaining the hygiene of the wound, if the wound you are properly cleaning it, so the wound will be healing on itself. You do not need to take some these additional medicines over it, or some drugs you do not need to take. Sometimes you do not even need to go to the doctor. You can simply maintain the hygiene of the wound, maintain the cleanliness of the wound. Do not let any other infection enter in the wound, and the wound will be surely, it will be gone by its own. It will be healed by its own, because the body is capable enough of healing itself. Fine. So, and why this happens? Because the vital force of the body, the vital force which the body consists, that vital force is enough for the healing of the body's tissues or the body cells, for the healing up of the body. In short, that vital force plays its important role for the healing up of the body. So that basically happens. Now, naturopathy mainly is known to be the art, and it is called the art and science of the disease diagnosis, treatment and its prevention by using the natural therapies. Okay, I'll be repeating myself. Naturopathy is known, or naturopathy is called to be a science, or to be an art or a science which mainly is dealing with the disease diagnosis, treatment, its prevention by using the natural therapies. Those natural therapies can be the botanic medicines, it can be hydrotherapy, it can be traditional Chinese medicines, and the lifestyle counseling. See, you people must be knowing already, botanic medicines means the herbs which are used for the body's treatment. There are some herbs which has medicinal properties. So botanic medicines means the botany which we are using, or the herbs which are used for the treatment. That is the botanic medicine. Next was your hydrotherapy. Hydrotherapy means, hydro means we are talking about some water, or we are talking about some solution, or the liquid basically, the water basically. So hydrotherapy means when we are using water for the treatment, that is hydrotherapy. Next is your traditional Chinese method. Traditional Chinese method may comes your this Reiki is there, that comes in traditional Chinese method. What is Reiki? I'll be telling you later on, that what it has some specificity given at a particular area, so I'll be telling you there what is Reiki. So some Chinese medicines, the Reiki is a Chinese pseudo medicinal form by which treatment is done for the persons. Okay, so these kind of traditional methods or traditional Chinese methods can also be used. And the last one was your lifestyle counseling. The certain alterations if done to the lifestyle, certain counseling if is done related to the lifestyle changes, so that can also be working as a natural method for treating certain conditions. Fine. And also, while we are talking about naturopathy, so here what we have to be, what we should know is that we are talking about a system of healing which is using some natural remedies. The remedies are natural as well as they are rational remedies. They have certain specific reasons why is this particular condition getting healed by using this particular by using this particular method. Okay, they got some rationale as well behind it. It's not like the something irrational or illogical things we are just doing. A couple of things are being done which has some result in it. No, it has some proper rationale behind it, that why is this particular treatment curing this particular disease or this particular symptom, or this particular, why is it lowering the risk factor. Fine. So in naturopathy, the things which we are talking about is, or the remedies which we are talking about are natural as well as those are rational. So those can be with the help of the light, air can be used, heat can be used, exercise is there, diet is there, emotional balance is there. All these certain things are there which can be used while we are using naturopathy or while we talk about naturopathy. So we should be knowing this fact that we are talking about these particular things while we talk about naturopathy. Fine. Then also one more thing is there, that in naturopathy sometimes it's not that okay only the light is being used for the treatment of person. or only this hydrotherapy is used for the treatment of person, or just the Reiki is used for the treatment of person? No. Sometimes a combination of things can also be used, or the combination of natural remedies can be used for the treatment of a particular condition. Taking here an example of, like, if the person has GI upset, or if the gastrointestinal upset, or if the stomach is upset in the sense there is some discomfort, or there is some kind of like distension is there, or just pain is there, so that all comes under upset. Okay, upset is not angry or something. Upset means it is not naturally, you do not feel like it's healthy. You feel like there is some discomfort, or there is some distension is there, or some pain is there. So whenever there is just I'm giving an example, that whenever there is certain kind of stomach upset, so what can be done in the naturopathy for curing this GI upset, or for curing the stomach upset? What can be done? Like fasting can be done. That is one thing. Fasting can be done. Why is fasting done? Because of fasting your body gets able to excrete out all the toxins from the body. Fine. So what is the first thing we are doing here is fasting can be done, so that some symptoms of stomach upset can be relieved, or it can be removed. Then also water can be used, and also this natural diet can be used, so that it will be working therapeutically for the stomach. Getting me? What am I trying to say? सी नेचुरोपैथी में सिर्फ जरूरी नहीं है कि कोई एक ही चीज यूज कर रहे हो हम ट्रीटमेंट के लिए. समटाइम्स नेचुरोपैथी कैन इंक्लूड अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ थिंग्स बाय यूजिंग विच वी आर ट्रीटिंग अ पर्सन नेचुरली बाय यूजिंग द नेचुरल रेमेडीज. एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे मैंने आपको किस चीज का दिया, लाइक इफ अ पर्सन हैज सम स्टमक अपसेट, तो स्टमक अपसेट के केस में हमने क्या किया, हमने पहले तो उसे फास्टिंग पे रखा. फास्टिंग इन द सेंस लाइक फास्टिंग फॉर शॉर्टर ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम. तो हमने उसे थोड़ा टाइम के लिए फास्ट करने को भी बोला. वो एक हमारा मेथड हो गया. दूसरा मेथड हमने क्या यूज कर लिया, फास्टिंग तो वो कर ही रहा है, साथ साथ में हम उन्हें बोल देंगे आप पानी बहुत ज्यादा पियो, ठीक है, या फिर वाटर हमने ऐड कर दिया. देन ऑल्सो थर्ड थिंग वी सेड टू बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन द नेचुरल डाइट. The natural thing should be used with least spices, least condiments to be used. Then all these things should be used so that this GI upset or the stomach upset can be cured. So a couple of things we are using here to treat a particular condition. So in naturopathy it can be done. Then I told you earlier that in naturopathy what are we using? Hydrotherapy and all. So I already told you hydrotherapy is there. Then this Chinese methods, Chinese treatment can also, traditional Chinese treatment can also be used. Then all these things are there along with it. Air, water obviously can be used, heat can be used, diet can be used. Emotional balance is also working as a natural method of dealing with a few conditions, so that can be used. Healthy environment can be used. Then sunshine, air, I have already told you. All these things can be working, or these things can be used as the equipment of the treatment, or as the methods to treat certain conditions. So all these things can be used for that. Next is the treatment methods of naturopathy. I'll be telling you what is the treatment method of naturopathy. First of all, you need to know is that naturopathy depends upon 5 principles. There are 5 principles. On the basis of these principles, naturopathy works. First of all, it do not do any harm. Okay, first principle is do no harm. The very first principle is do no harm. There must be not any harm caused to the person because of naturopathy. So that is do no harm. Second principle is your use healing power of the nature. Okay, we have to use the healing power of the nature. You do not have to be using drugs or something or some other method. Just the use of nature should be done to rejuvenate the body and mind. To rejuvenate, I'll be repeating this principle once again. Use healing power of nature to rejuvenate the body and mind. Rejuvenate means what? Whatever damage or whatever damage, exactly not damage means not like damage, but whatever problem has been occurred to the body or to the mind, to to compensate the damage or to rebuild whatever has been damaged. That is the meaning of rejuvenating. Rejuvenating means to correct it, like you can say, okay, whatever has been damaged, to replace it or to recover it. So for the recovery of the body and the mind, we need to use the natural methods or the healing power of the nature. That's what the second principle states. The third principle states, identify and treat the cause. Naturopathy will be identifying the cause, that what is the reason behind this particular condition, and will also be treating the cause. Okay. Then the fourth principle says, treat the whole person, not the particular ailment. As I've already told you, that not a particular, like if I have some problem going on with my arm, so naturopathy is not like just be dealing with my arm, but will also be dealing with my entire body. If I have some problem going on with my chest or something, so it will not be only focusing on the problem which I have over my chest, but it will try to help, or it will be trying to recover the patient and cure the patient as a whole. Not a particular ailment, but entire person will be treated by using the naturopathy. It does not focus on any particular ailment, particular disorder, particular discomfort पे नहीं based है, but it is based on a wholesome thing. The next principle is or the fifth principle we can say is it works on disease prevention and the health promotion. Okay, mainly it is focusing on the prevention of the disease. Okay, it is working so that the disease, in the first place, the disease should not be able to catch you. And the second thing is the promotion of health. Okay, so the curative aspect is not as much involved here as the preventive and the promotive aspect is involved here. Okay, naturopathy mainly focuses on the preventive and the promotive aspect. Curative is not as such involved in naturopathy. It is there, but like I told, cold is there. Like I told, wound healing is there. That is all naturopathy itself. But mainly it focuses on the preventive and promotive aspects. Fine. So that's what I wanted to tell you as some sort of introduction about naturopathy. That's what I have told you so far. First of all, I would like to, before moving to the nutrition part, I would like to just give you a gist of what I have taught so far. First of all, naturopathy, what is it? Naturopathy is the art and science which deals with the diagnosis of the disease, its treatment, then by using the natural remedies, natural and the rational remedies, which can be your hydrotherapy, which can be the Chinese methods can be there, botanic medicines can be there, lifestyle counseling can be there. It also uses air, light, heat, diet, emotional balance, and healthy environment. All these things are there which are involved in naturopathy. Naturopathy word was given by this person, this Dr. Sheel from New York. Naturopathy also has got a few other names apart from naturopathy. That is nature cure, natural method, new science of healing. I'll be telling you one by one. Maybe I'm confusing you. Nature cure, the first word. Second word is natural methods. Third word is new science of healing. Fourth is your healing from within. These are a few terms which were given apart from naturotherapy. Fine. So yeah, these were, and there were then 5 principles which I have told you. That is, first, do no harm. Second, use healing power of nature. Then third, that naturopathy identifies and treats the cause. Fourth, naturopathy focuses on treating the whole person rather than a particular ailment. Then fifth is, it works on disease prevention and health promotion. That is how it works. Fine. So yeah. So now I'll be telling you about the treatment which is based on nutrition and diet. In naturopathy, when we say about naturopathy, so how is nutrition and diet helping in naturopathy? That's what I'll be telling you. So the very first thing I would like to tell you here is the raw vegetables. Raw vegetables are helping so much while we talk about naturopathy. See, I have already told you in the previous classes that the vegetables or the eatables which are raw contains more nutrition in them as compared to when the same nutrition or the same food when it is cooked. Okay, The food which is raw, which we are taking raw as it is given by the nature, when we are taking it like that, it is nutritious. But when we take this vegetable or whatever it is, we are bringing it home, we are washing it vigorously under water, and then we are chopping it into bit of the pieces, and then we are cooking it in too much of water, and then we are preparing it in a high flame. So this complete process, what it did, it broke down the nutrition which the food had when it was naturally coming from the environment or from the nature, sorry. So that nutrition got broke down. So here in naturotherapy, the vegetables or the whatever eatables, those are raw, which obviously the edible raw things which can be eaten raw. It's not like I'll be talking that okay, take some rice and eat it raw. I'm not talking definitely about it. I'm saying about the raw vegetables which can be eaten raw. Okay, like the spinach is there, that can be eaten raw in form of salad. Then cucumber is there, that can be eaten raw. Radish is there, carrot is there sometimes, and there are certain various other things which can be eaten raw. So like that, this bottle gourd is there. Bottle gourd, by preparing some raita in the curd, you can be having it like that. So we are chopping it again if we are preparing a raita, but we are not cooking it, at least, because cooking the food will always deteriorate the nutrition which is in that particular food. So the first thing in the naturopathy which comes under the diet and nutrition is raw vegetables. Whatever, raw vegetables, like it includes your carrot is there, radish, kheera, tomato, then there are fruits with the fibers. So these all are recommended in naturopathy. Wholesome pulses are there, cereals are there. Cereals it includes the bran wheat flour, brown breads, whole grain breads. All these things comes under the some raw foods or some raw eatables which can be taken raw as per the recommendation given by the given in naturopathy. Fine. So the next is there are various, then the nature also provides us with various kinds of herbs. There are natural herbs, spices, condiments are there like garlic, turmeric, psyllium, flax seeds are there. So all these things, these a few spices and these a few herbs are found to be helpful for the cardiac diseases, because like giving an example of garlic, turmeric, psyllium, flax seeds, all these have proved to be lowering the blood lipid level. Okay, when we are consuming the garlic or turmeric or psyllium and all these things, so the consumption of these herbs and these spices lowers the lipid level in the blood. And when because of the lowered lipid level in the blood, the chances of catching or getting any cardiac disease also gets lowered. Fine. See, I'll be repeating myself if I'm confusing you. The nature also, see, botanic medicines have already botanic medicines has already been mentioned. I have told you above, it was there. So botanic medicines include some herbs. Okay, then nature also provides us some spices. Okay, like garlic is there, turmeric, psyllium, then flax seeds are there. So it is seen that flax seeds, garlic, turmeric, all these things, when we are consuming these things helps to lower the lipid level in the blood or the fat in the blood. Just telling you in the simple language. So the lipid in the blood gets reduced because of consumption of any of these. When the lipid in the blood gets reduced, then the chances of anybody getting a cardiac disease also gets lowered. Because if you have higher lipid in the blood, it leads to higher cholesterol. It can lead to coronary artery diseases, okay, or atherosclerosis it can lead to. So it is helping like that. Then also there is in turmeric, the turmeric consists of it comprises of a bright pigment in it. There is a bright pigment present in turmeric which helps or which is acting as an anti-inflammatory compound. See, you must have heard that basically in India, I don't know about the rest of the countries, but in India we people believe that whenever we get accidentally hurt or some kind of injury happens, so the elders, they ask us to drink turmeric milk, or they ask us to take turmeric anyhow. Okay, so why are they asking us to take turmeric? Because turmeric has got a bright pigment in it. That bright pigment is known as curcumin. Okay, this bright pigment is known as curcumin. So this curcumin is acting as an anti-inflammatory agent. Okay, so that's how it is working. Then there is one more thing, that an unhealthy lifestyle will also lead to many of the diseases. So it is better that we avoid the food, or first of all we need to be active in our day-to-day life. We do not need to be the sedentary one, or we do not need to have the least of the activities in our daily basis. We need to be active enough. We need to be doing some exercises or something. Okay, and along with the exercises and or along with the activities or increase in the activities, we also need to avoid the diet which is high fat. Okay, which is high in fat, which is fatty, or which is some fried kind of diet. If it is there, we need to avoid it. High fatty diet should be avoided. The diet which has carbohydrates, which has specifically the refined carbohydrates, then which has got too much of salt in it, that diet also has to be avoided. Then we need to avoid smoking, then excess consumption of alcohol. All these needs to be stopped. And while we are planning a menu, so we need to be making sure that if we are planning a menu, if we have this like, consider this as 100%. So if this 100% is our menu, so from this 100%, 50% will be your raw vegetables, or will be your raw edibles. Okay, these will be your raw vegetables or the raw things. We need to, if not 50%, you need to cover this one part of this meal as the this thing with the raw edibles. So that, because I already have given you the rationale behind consuming raw things, because raw food or the raw edibles are considered to be more nutritious as compared to the ones those are cooked, or those are steamed, or those are treated anyhow with some fire or some steam, or with some which are prepared or which are cooked generally. So whatever meal or whatever menu we are planning, we need to make sure that one part of this meal will be the raw part. Okay, and what can we add now in this raw part? Sprouts can be added, some fresh green vegetables can be added. Sprouts we already know, some sprouted grams can be added, sprouted pulses can be added. Then fresh green vegetables mainly you can add spinach, can be added, cucumber can be added. So then seasoned fruits also should be added. Those also are said to be under the raw. So seasoned fruits can be added in it as well. Salad, then juices can be your vegetable juices, those can also be added. So anything which we are not cooking, and we can have it like that. It's not like we are having anything raw which cannot be eaten raw. Okay, so that we do not have to eat. कोई ऐसी चीज कच्ची नहीं खानी जो कच्ची खाई ही नहीं जा सकती है. But you can take anything raw which can be eaten raw, which can be tolerated raw, that you have to eat. Okay, one part of your meal at least should be that. Then if we eat frequently, and when we eat junk food, sweet food, the fried food, so, or very spicy food, these things we should be avoiding. Eating frequently, eating fried food, eating fatty food, eating food which is rich in salt or sodium. Then certain things we need to avoid in our lifestyles and in our eating pattern, so that we'll be more close to nature. And if we are more close to nature, the nature will be able to cure us, or will be able to heal us on its own. So that's how it works. Then next is your detoxification. That naturopathy works on detoxification. So how is it detoxifying? I'll tell you. Fasting can be done. First of all, short period of fasting basically can be done, because when the person is fasting for shorter durations, or when the person is controlling their diet, so because of this short duration of fasting and because of the control in the diet, it leads to it basically helps the body to get rid of the toxic substances or the toxics which are there, which are present in the body. Okay, I'll be repeating it once again. See how the body gets detoxified because of naturopathy. Fasting comes under naturopathy. That I already have told you above. Fasting comes under naturopathy. And also the controlled diet also comes under naturopathy. Controlled diet means we are not taking any fatty food, any fast food, or proper meals we are taking, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like that. So when the diet is controlled, when when intermittent or short term of fasting is done, so this short term fasting and control in diet is helping the body to get rid of the toxicants. Okay, the toxicants get rid from the body. Then next is your, so this was about detoxification. Okay, next is your manual healing methods. Manual healing methods, that how is the body healing itself. So how is the body getting helped or getting healed by using the natural methods. The first is massage. Massage helps in healing of the body. Then acupuncture is there. The next is yoga is there. Meditation is there. This hypnotherapy is there. Then again the one which I was telling you, Reiki is there. Okay, so I believe that you people must be knowing all the rest of the things which were mentioned here except the Reiki. Massage is, massaging a particular point. Acupuncture is puncturing the acupuncture sites, which will help in better circulation, and which also comprises of the many other medicinal properties and helping the body like that. Next is yoga. You people must be knowing how is yoga helping. So yoga, you know what is yoga. So yoga is there. Then meditation is there. Meditation is concentrating and sitting for a longer period of time and focusing just on yourself, or to have all your focus to get together and to be intact, not to be thinking about the rest of the things which are going around. So that is meditation. Next is your hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is again by using some hypnosis, the treatment which is being done. The next is Reiki, which I wanted to tell. Reiki is, I'll be sharing with you one picture which will be showing how the Reiki exactly works. In Reiki first of all is known to be a Chinese traditional method of Chinese traditional method. What happens in Reiki? From the palms, these are the palms of the hand. So from the palms, the Kai, it is believed that the Kai is being transferred from the palms of the person. Okay, these are the palms of the person. So it is believed that the Kai is being released from it is getting transferred from the arms of the person and is transferred to the person who is getting this Reiki treatment. Like if I am a person who will be giving treatment to you, मुझे आपको treatment देना है, so it is believed कि जो treatment दे रहा है, ऐसा believe करते हैं कि Reiki में क्या होता है, it is a traditional method, पहले से ये चीज मानी जा रही है, चाइना में practice करी जा रही है. So आपके palm में से it is believed that the Kai आपका जो है वो palm से आपके निकल रहा है and it is getting transferred to the person who is taking this treatment. और उससे क्या होता है, इस ट्रांसफर के, इट वर्क्स लाइक मेडिटेशन इटसेल्फ. The difference here is just meditation is done by a person itself. In Kai or in this Reiki, and any other person is involved who is performing this Reiki for any other person. It is like that. Okay, so I'm just giving you some clue about it. I'm not exactly telling you what it is, but I'm just giving you a clue about it. So that's how Reiki works. So it is believed that the Kai is getting transferred from the palm of the person and it is getting transferred to the person who is taking this treatment. And because of this transfer of Kai, the person will be having peace of mind, body, spirit and all that will be there. Fine. So the manual healing of the person basically goes on like herbal medicines are used, homeopathy is used, hydrotherapy is used. So these things are used for healing the person manually. Okay, then the next is exercises and relaxation techniques. Exercises and relaxation techniques, what comes under it? That first of all, exercise is there. As we all know, yoga is a form of exercise, you can say. So exercises are used for treating the person naturally. Then Also, some aromatherapy is used for the treatment of person. Relaxation techniques is there. Exercise as well as relaxation techniques. Exercise, you know what is exercise? We are working the body out so that the body will be feeling fit, or we'll be feeling fit, or the sense of well-being will be there. Because if the body is exercising, if the body is healthy, you feel healthy yourself. The body is happy, you feel happy yourself. Okay, so it works like that. Then the exercise के अलावा there is the relaxation techniques. So for the relaxation techniques, the aromatherapy mainly is used. Aromatherapy means, see, aromatherapy. Therapy is the treatment. Aroma is when we are using some basically fragrance or a smell. Smell means in a good sense, fragrance. While we are using a fragrance for the treatment of a person. So mainly in aromatherapy, the essential oils, the fragrant essential oils are fragrant. So the essential oils are used for the relaxation of the person, or to help the person to be balanced physically, mentally and spiritually. Like that the aromatherapy works. Then there are certain precautions which are to be taken when we are dealing with the naturopathy. First of all, the first precaution is naturopathy works on self-healing. So naturopathy means self-healing. Nobody is doing anything with your body, but your body is getting healed naturally. Fine. So basically, so here nobody else is doing anything for you, but you are your body's vital force itself is healing the body. Fine. So as per naturopathy, the naturopathy says that every individual is a doctor itself. Every individual is a doctor because he or she is capable of healing himself or herself. Okay, so that's what naturopathy says. So while we are in any kind of illness, or while we are in any kind of a state of any state of illness, or any state when we are not feeling well, or when we are not well, so we need to keep this in mind, that naturopathy says that every individual is a doctor, and the body and everybody's body is capable of healing itself, or is capable of healing herself or himself. So we need not to be stressed when we are ill. We should be having some faith in naturopathy. Naturopathy also says not to be indulging one's own self into stress. Okay, but it does not mean that naturopathy says that you should be completely avoiding the stress, because avoiding stress is not helping you out. But it says that as per naturopathy, one should not be stressed. One should be knowing how to relieve his stress. Okay, stress will be there for every individual. It is there. There is no state like in which we cannot be stressed or something. So naturopathy says that everybody who is willing to be treated with the help of naturopathy should be knowing how to relieve his or her stress. Should not be avoiding. उसको avoid नहीं करना है, क्योंकि avoid करने से क्या होगा, जिस वजह से आप stressed हो वो वजह तो फिर भी रहेगी ना. avoid करने से क्या होगा, थोड़ी देर के लिए बस वहां से दिमाग हट जाएगा. So हमें avoid नहीं करना है, but we should be knowing कि उस stress को relieve कैसे करना है. So stress को हम कैसे relieve कर सकते हैं, if we are close to nature. अगर हम नेचर से क्लोज होंगे तो क्या होगा, नेचर विल बी हेल्पिंग अस इन कमिंग आउट ऑफ द स्ट्रेस विच वी possess or which we have. So that the second precaution says like that. The next is, or the third precaution is, after completing all the precautions, I'll be repeating once again from the beginning that what were the precautions. So the third precaution says that naturopathy is a slow treatment. Okay, so one needs to be having faith on naturopathy. Okay, it can take some time, it can also take a few years, but so can the any other treatment. Okay, no, it's not that only naturopathy can take longer duration or longer time to be working, but the other treatments or the other methods of treatments can also take longer time to be treating a person. So for that thing, we need to have faith on naturopathy when the person is indulging himself, or when the person is trying to be faithful in naturopathy. So we should not be discouraging ourselves from like, okay, fine, it's been 6 months and nothing is getting healed up. So I'll be losing faith that no, it's not working. There is no natural powers in my body to heal itself. We should not be discouraged of it, because naturopathy automatically, or it usually, or it that's the nature. It takes time to heal. Okay, so that happens. Like you can see, the animals, they get wounded, and not all animals get that posh kind of a treatment in some posh kind of a clinic. Some animal clinics are there, veterinary doctors are there, but not all the animals are taken there, and not all the animals are getting treated under some medical supervision. There are animals which are the street animals, the street dogs are there. Those get hurt, those get sometimes wounded, we'll see them wounded, but those wounds gets naturally healed up. It's not that this particular property is just with animals. This same property exists within us, but it's just we are not patient enough to. It's not, I am not talking like you have a cancer and you should be waiting that okay, naturally it will heal up. No, it's not like it. Your cancer is not going to heal up on its own. For that, medical treatment is required. But if there is some acute condition going on, so for that we need to be having faith on naturopathy. So that's what the this next principle stated, which I just have mentioned. So, and the next principle, next precaution is that in naturopathy mainly it focuses on the proper diet. I have told you, fasting, it focuses on fasting, the proper diet intake, the proper water intake. Doesn't matter, no matter where you are, in what condition you are, the water intake should be proper, because it mainly focuses on the this water, air and light and all these sources for the treatment. So the water consumption should be very good, then the diet should be very controlled. So all this if we are practicing, so that will be helping out. Next precaution is sometimes while the people are too much into naturopathy, when they decide to learn naturopathy properly, or when they decide to practice naturopathy properly, so they need to sometimes stay in ashrams as well, those ashrams which are mainly there for naturopathy only. So sometimes they need to be there in the ashrams, and then they need to practice, or they need to be going further with the naturopathy in those ashrams itself. Also, one more thing is there that sometimes the people who are in naturopathy, or who wants to practice naturopathy, or who wants to accept naturopathy, sometimes what happens, so sometimes they need to stay away from the towns, because the towns, as we already know, that the towns are full of too many houses are there, automobiles are there, not too many not too many plants are there, not too much of greenery is there. Nature is not close to the town as much as it is in some places where it is quiet and where it is calm, where it is peaceful, and certain places are there where you can be going and you'll be feeling like you are too close to nature. So it happens like that. Sometimes the people who are practicing this thing, naturopathy, needs to be staying away from the towns, and they sometimes have to go and practice this naturopathy in the places where it will be suiting best. Okay. Also, there is one more thing, that naturopathy is seen to be working best in winters. In winters, I said, because basically we are talking here about is the climate. Okay, it's not like only the winters, but the better function, or the better way in, when the naturopathy is working, is mainly the winters. Or sometimes it also depends that in what condition are you staying. Sometimes anybody who's staying in a place where it is always chilled, or where the weather is always cold, so the naturopathy will be working best there. So basically it is working good when the climate is cold, or when it is chilled. So that's how it is working best. And before moving into naturopathy, or before anybody who is indulging himself or herself in naturopathy, the consultation should be done properly to a naturopath, a doctor who is an expert in the naturopathy. So that consultation should be done. This naturopath should only be taken after a proper consultation. Then some naturopathy practices are there which will, like, whenever you start your naturopathy, so this naturopathy cannot be just by sitting at your home. You cannot be starting your naturopathy. naturopathy mainly requires assistance. You need to be anybody who wants to be a naturopath or who wants to adapt naturopathy must be consulting to some expert and must be getting some assistance from the person. And none of the practice of naturopathy should be done by our own, and proper consultation is a must. For a proper consultation done by a doctor who is a natural doctor, that is must here. Okay, so yeah, if you want me to, I'll be repeating the precautions once again. Just I'll be giving you a gist of all the points which I have covered so far in the precautions. The first precaution says that naturopathy works best on self-healing. It mainly focuses on self-healing, so it considers that everybody is a doctor. Then next, naturopathy also says to avoid stress, and not to avoid stress completely, but to know how to relieve your stress. Third point says naturopathy is a slow treatment, so our faith needs to be constant, or it needs to be consistent on the naturopathy. The next point says that it mainly focuses on water, proper intake of water, and also on the proper regular and controlled form of a diet. Next point said that naturopathy also sometimes may require staying of a person into some ashrams which are there for that particular reason itself. The next is naturopathy is working best in winters, and along with the temperature or the climate which is mentioned, proper consultation with the doctor also is a must. Then next is naturopathy requires some assistance. You cannot be starting naturopathy on your own. Proper consultation with a natural doctor is must. So these were the points which I have covered in naturopathy. That is all for today's class. And with the completion of this topic, also the therapeutic nutrition gets over here. Okay, so there were a few disease condition, and in examination, if you have a query that ma'am, how is it gonna come in your examination, so I'll be telling that sometimes they can ask you about a particular condition, like they'll ask you about particularly naturopathy. It can be there for 5 marks. Okay, or sometimes they'll be simply asking you the nutrition for diabetes mellitus. It can be there for either 5 or 10 marks, depending upon the marks you need to write the content, because there are certain conditions which we have studied which are too lengthy, then there are conditions which are not too lengthy. So if in diabetes mellitus, like just giving an example, like in diabetes mellitus बहुत ज्यादा content हमने पढ़ा है, right? पर अगर वही question exam में 5 marks का आता है, so you need to be prioritizing that what are the things which are to be included in it, and then depending upon the marks, सब कुछ नहीं उसमें लिख करके आ जाना, बाकी सब एग्जाम छूटेगा वरना, ठीक है? So depending upon the marks you have to write the answers like that. So yeah, with this therapeutic nutrition gets over here. Whatever doubts you have, we'll be having a doubt session and I'll be trying to clear or whatever query you have. Okay, so yeah, thank you class. Do not forget to, one more thing, do not forget to mark your attendance daily. Okay, daily you have to, in the comment section below, you can also subscribe the channel. You should be subscribing the channel by now, by the way. And you can go to the comment section and comment there below your roll number, and along with the roll number you also need to mention your present, okay, or the presence. So yeah, thank you class.